He punched a fist to his chest and slung his spear and shield over his back, dropping to his belly and swinging over the edge, picking his way carefully down. Inevra wondered if the task might be beyond him. Shanjat was as strong as any man, but he had killed no demons this night and did not possess the inhuman strength that allowed Arlen Bales to claw her own path. But the Kai Sharum surprised her, and perhaps himself, using many of the fissures the Parchin's wife made for his own holds. Soon he too vanished into the gloom. "If you're going to throw your bones, do it now so we can begin the search," Leisha Paper said. Inevra looked at the Greenland whore, suppressing the snarl that threatened her serene expression. Of course she wanted to see Inevra cast the dice. No doubt she was desperate to learn the wards of prophecy. As if she had not stolen enough from Inevra. None of the others knew, but the dice had told her Leisha carried Ahmann's child in her belly, threatening everything Inevra had built. She fought the urge to draw her knife and cut the baby free now, ending the trouble before it began. They would not be able to stop her. The Greenlanders were formidable, but no match for her sons and 2 Damaji Shadowsack masters. She breathed, finding her centre. Inevra wanted to heap all her anger and fear upon the woman, but it was not Leisha Paper's fault that men were proud fools. No doubt she'd attempted to dissuade the Parchin from his issuing his challenge, much as Inevra had tried to dissuade Ahmann from accepting it. Perhaps their battle had been inevitable. Perhaps Allah could not suffer 2 deliverers. But now there was none, and that was worse by far. Without Ahmann, the Krasian alliance would crumble. The Damaji devolving into bickering warlords. They would kill Ahmann's Dama sons, then turn on one another, and to the abyss with Sharak-Ka. Inevra looked to Damaji Alevrak of the Marja, who had proven the greatest obstacle to Ahmann's ascension and one of his most valuable advisers. His loyalty to Shah Damakar was without question, but that would not stop him from killing Marji, Ahmann's Marja son, that he never supplant the Alevrek's son, Alevran. An heir could still unite the tribes, perhaps, but who? Neither of her sons was ready for the task, her dice said, but they would not see it that way, nor give up interim power once granted. Jayan and Asom had always been rivals, and powerful allies would flock to them both. If the Damaji did not tear her people apart, her sons might do it for them. Inevra moved wordlessly into the ring, where the 2 would-be deliverers had fought mere moments before. Both men had left blood on the ground, and she knelt, pressing her hands where it had fallen, wetting them as she took the dice in hand and shook. The Krasians formed a ring about her, keeping the Greenlanders at bay. Carved from the bones of a demon prince and coated in electrum, Inevra's dice were the most powerful set any Damating had carried since the time of the first Damaja. They throbbed with power, glowing fiercely in the darkness. She threw, and the wards of foretelling flared, pulling the dice to a stop in that unnatural way they had, forming a pattern of symbols for her to read. It would have been meaningless to most. Even Damating argued over the interpretations of a throw, but Inevra could read them as easily as words on parchment. They had guided her through decades of tumult and upheaval, but as was often the case, the answer they gave was vague and brought little relief. There is no victor. What did it mean? Had the fall killed them both? Did the battle still rage below? 1,000 questions roiled within her, and she threw again, but the resulting pattern was unchanged, as she had known it would be. "Well?" the Northern whore asked. "What do they say?" Inevra bit back a sharp retort, knowing her next words were crucial. In the end, she decided the truth, or most of it, was as good an answer as any to hold the plotting of the ambitious minds around her at bay. "There is no victor," she said. "The battle continues below, and only Ivram knows how it will end. We must find them, and quickly." It took hours to descend the mountain. The darkness did not slow them. All of this elite group could see by magic's glow, but rock and stone demons haunted the trail now, blending in perfectly with the mountainside. Wind demons shrieked in the sky, circling. Roger took up his instrument, coaxing the mournful sounds of the Song of Waning from its strings, keeping the Allegide.